Alright, welcome. Oh, I can get rid of those. In a couple of seconds. There's socks. You guys can look at socks tonight. Sorry, I'm still a little sick, but I'm going to try and get stuff done tonight. So we're just going to continue where we left off last week. Last Monday. It's been a week. Alright. Another thing, I just want to check one other thing. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm just going to go to the secret screen. Alright, 03181. Alright, cool. So I just need to check one thing. Yeah, we're just continuing off with the API improvements and so forth like that. Try to get them done in a timely manner. So if we have a look at what we want to tackle this month, we've completed the story points. We're down here with the API and documentation. So we're done 3 out of the 20 nodes, and we're going to continue on with the rest of it. Now, ideally, we'll get this to land here. We can play around with the Swagger today to try and get it to render stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Alright. No, I don't have requirement devs. Okay, actually, I want to check the. I'm in NearBeach Docker, that's why. Alright, this window. Alright, I'm just going to close a couple of things. I'm going to move that so you guys can see socks. I haven't actually set up my video feedback. That's a bit naughty of me. I can't share that on the screen. I'm hoping that didn't fall on the screen. No. Alright, well, come on. So I haven't set up my feedback screen yet. Alright, cool. There we go. Alright, so Swagger. Let's open up a terminal. Let's minimize everything. Let's open up NearBeach. Let's open up GitHub. Let's open up workflows, and let's open up deploy Swagger. So the idea behind this is this will update the Swagger documentations. Now, this should pip install r NearBeach requirements.txt. Do we not have a requirements dev? And we do have a requirements dev. It's at the. Alright, I'm just making sure everything's installed. We're also doing that. And we've reached our first ad break. So, yeah, for those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. That's to stop the pre-rolled ads. Don't worry, you don't get any ads. So, yeah, don't panic about it. We tend to do this so no one misses out on any content. So, yeah. Okay, where are we with the ads? There are about 35 seconds left. Alright. About 15 seconds left. Hopefully everyone's going well. Socks is here tonight. It is cold. So yeah, 5. All right, we might as well jump back into it. And welcome back, everyone. All right, so all I've done is just updated pip and made sure we've installed that. I just want to go Python 3 manage spectacular color. Format is open API JSON, and the file will be swagger and then the schema.json. Now, in reality, we've got 36 warnings. I tell you what, I'm going to use this big screen. Excuse me, mistyping. All right, cool. So Python 3 manage Actually, I tell you what, sometimes it's just easier to copy and paste this. I just don't have the mind power tonight to figure out if anything went wrong. All right, we've got warnings, 36, 21 unique. So if we scroll up to the top, we've got warning, group and user, view set group and user serializer could not derive read-only field object assignment because the serializer class has no associated model. All right, cool. Cool. All right. All right, task reset, task serializer could not derive. All right, I'm happy with all of that. That's perfectly fine. So going in here, we should now see under Swagger the schema has changed. We've got a bunch of stuff in here. I am just going to search for projects. All right, project list, description, parameters. All right, tags, projects. All right. So the best thing is, if we double click on this index, we should be able to open it up in Firefox and we can view it straight away. All right, now project, that looks like a lowercase p and it doesn't have. So if we have a look up here and we open these, we've got the description and we've got that tag. Oh, we don't have that for available data either. Nor coffee. Yeah, this is annoying. Because I'm pretty sure I programmed all of that in. And it's not showing for some strange reason. Okay. And I need to get rid of the try it out. All that should be working. So we've got the get. We've got tags. If I have a look up here, organization, no. Scroll all the way up to the top where I know I've got groups and users. All right. Yeah, they've got their tags like that. All right. Before I do anything, let's minimize that. Let's open up that. Let's open up NearBeach. Let's open, you know, sweetie, I am getting really concerned that you're actually purposely standing right next to stuff which has my name on it. Yep, don't touch any of that. The exercise stuff is fine. Oh, sorry, give me a couple of seconds. All right. All right. Let's go into views. Let's go into the API. Let's go into the object data, and I know I've done it in the object data. So if I scroll all the way up to the top, I've got tags at the top. All right, cool. That's what I've got to do. So if I go into project API and just extend schema, I do. Yeah, I do. Alright, I'm just going to rebuild. Takes a couple of seconds. We can go back here and we can just hit refresh. Yeah. It's not picking up the tag whatsoever. I don't like that. What if I do... hi Zandy AI. Can you structure that question properly, please? Like, what are you trying to learn exactly? Like, are you trying to learn how to build a website? Yeah, the projects isn't picking that. Because we would recommend Free Code Camp. Alright, project feature setup. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working and been picked up. Don't know if it's because it's a model view set. Oh, so. Because also it's not picking up any of my data in here. Like, we should be having descriptions and stuff like that in there, like this. We should be getting rid of the try it out too, because we don't need to try it out. What library am I using again? All right. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, we're going down here. All right. Installation. Yeah, we've got that. We've definitely got all that. That's all perfectly fine. We've got all that. We've got all of that. We have something similar to that. Hang on, Minga. Oh, yeah, yep. I mean, we can run this. These two lines. Yeah. And the Theodore, how are you going? Sorry, I'm a little ill still and a bit slow tonight, so I do apologize. How are you going? I'm on Struggle Town tonight. I'm like, I know I've done something simple and screwed up something very, very simple. None of the descriptions have been ported through or anything like that. And I'm just double so that's extend. Yeah, that's also extend. Well, it's also extend. All right. I'm just going not working. I mean, it should all work. Because we haven't done anything different. So we'll have a quick look. Alright, going through all of this. Okay. Let's have a look. Groups and users. If we scroll all the way up to the top, we don't have anything like that. If I go up here and I do that, and then I run this, and that's perfectly fine. And then if we go back over here and rerun this, nah, we still got nothing. So we should have something with get, we should have something with post, we should have something, descriptions with get, this put. We're going to remove the patch. And the delete is fine. Alright. But yeah, that's right. That should all be capitalized. And Botez, Chess, how are you? Hopefully you're going well. Alright, so that should do that. And then if I compile it again, go back over here, hit refresh. We shouldn't be seeing this one, but that might be because it's cached. Oh, it's still there. Oh, that's good to hear. I am still recovering. So hopefully soon. Alright, methods. Get, post, put, delete. Let's compile that again. Alright, easy done. We're going to go back into here. We're just going to hit refresh. We're going to hope for the best. Alright. And then we had this in lowercase. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to actually delete this like so. And we're just going to hit refresh. It's still finding it. This is probably why. All right, I'm going to use their example. All right. Hold on. Let's go back up here. Let's go into installation. Let's scroll down. We've got this, so we've done something like that. Actually, I tell you what. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it into here. Like so. We're all happy with that. Then I'm going to run this. Now I'm just making sure I've got Docker running. Yes, I do. That could belong down there. Now that's fine. So we want to copy this. I'm going to paste it into here. Port 8080 is already done. All right, I'm going to go all the way down and go 8181. All right, so in theory, what we can do is we can go localhost 8081. If I read the docs, actually. Let's have a look at the Docker. So we've got the it's saying Swagger. All right, cool. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna delete both of them because they're both Swagger. It's fine. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to bump this up to 8080. Error, response from Damon, driver failed, programming connectivity. 8080 port is already allowed. Delete forever. Stop. Alright. Let's do this again. There we go. Alright. And then this should be 8080. Boom. Hold on. Object data, groups and users, object link, object notes, object sprint, object tags, available data. Projects, there we go. And we've got descriptions and stuff like that. Alright, so this looks like it was a problem with just caching and all that kind of stuff. Annoying as hell, but yeah, it happens. Now, we need to get rid of the try it out. So, I am going to go this. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to go remove try it out. And I don't know why your message was retracted. Anonymous antics. So, yeah. All right. Here's a go. Allow try it out. All right. Here's the custom code. All right, let's try it out. Yeah, we've got to do all of that. All right. What's this one for? Swagger API. All right, Swagger UI. Online function, Swagger UI bundle. Okay. Alright, I don't know how to do that in our code at the moment. So I'm going to go into here. Okay, cool. Support submit methods. Down here. Sweet. Oh, sorry, I am mistyping like no tomorrow. So hopefully that will work. I don't know if I can test it at the moment because this will still show the old sort of stuff, which, hey, it's removed it at least. But as you see, it's cached the old sort of data, and I can't get rid of that cache, which is really annoying. But not a problem. We know it works because if I go over here and have a look at this Swagger documentation, there it is. If I hit reload for the Swagger documentation, yeah, the tried out won't disappear, but that will work. So yeah, we are happy with this now. So yeah, we've done projects, we've done, I'm just going to minimize all of these. Well, they're not separated, but then again, this doesn't have the plugin. So we've done projects. Now, next thing that we should sort of do is, I'll probably focus on the smaller sections of NearBeach at the moment. I might focus on the organization and the projects and getting those sort of sorted. So let's jump over, let's go localhost 8000, API version 0. Let's just type in project. Not project, sorry. Let's type in organization. Now, we need to get this running. We're putting it into debug mode. We're going to go all the way across. We're just waiting for it to come back, and boom, this is our list of all our organizations. So, as you can clearly see with this, it doesn't have customers. So on the search, it won't actually show the customers or anything like that. But we've got the basic sort of details. However, if I go into one, you'll see that it splits down with the customer. Now, there's a couple of things which I want to do on the customer, but also at the same time, I want to do this at the organization level too. So I'm going to see if we can get rid of... actually, no, these two fields, they're null at the moment. We'll need those. So that's not going to be a problem. It's the customer's null I actually want to get rid of. So the idea is someone is searching or something like that. They come here and they're like, all right, cool, get the organization. We won't send them customers in this particular list. We also need to implement pagination too. All right, so what did I do elsewhere where I've done something? So let's have a look at local API version 0, and then we're just going to type a project. So this gives us all the projects. So this is also paginated too. We actually included the organization data like that, which is fine with the customers of null. I'm just trying to remember what else did I do in here. That one's fine. Might be Kanban board I'm thinking of. Yeah, Kanban board where we've essentially just giving you plain old details like this, and then when you go into it, then you've got the column and level and card details. So you still, those three occur at the high level, these three only appear at the lower level. So we're going to actually try something like that, and I've absolutely forgotten how I've done that. So we're going to minimize this, we're going to open up this, we're going to go into our NearBeach views. We're then also, now I just realized that I've got a schema and schema JSON there. All right, so we're opening up the API. We're going to open up very quickly the Kanban card API. Sorry, the Kanban board API. And we're going to open up, do the same thing with the serializer. So we're going to open up the serializer, and we've got the Kanban board serializer. We also have the list serializer, and we've got a lot of code in here that is not needed. So we're definitely cleaning up today. This is how I've done it. So I've created a serializer that just deals with the list, and whenever we're dealing with the list, we're dealing with a small amount of data. I think that's easy. We can do that with the organizations, and we can do that with customers and so forth like that. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to right hand click, I'm going to create a new file. It's going to be called organization list serializer.py, and oops, from the REST framework, we're importing the serializers. I believe that's it. Yep, just the serializers and any models we need. So from NearBeach.models, import the organization. I think that's all we need. Class equals the organization list serializer. And then in here, what I need is serializers.model serializer. Easy done. I forgot to do that. And then we've got a class meta. I'm just double checking that. Oh yeah, it is capital. Easy done. We've got the model equals the organization, and then the fields equals, and then we're just going to look through, and we're going to go, all right, organization ID is definitely one of them. I think organization name, website, and email. I've spelled something wrong. Now, I also do want these other two particular fields to be populated. However, at the moment, there's no data in there. So we are going to quickly jump over to Docker. We're going to spin up our Minio. We're going to go all the way back like this. We are going to go and find that organization. Here it is. It doesn't have a profile picture, so we're going to choose a profile picture. We're going to pick this one. Oh, it's so sweet. All right, cool. So if we go back into here and hit reload, you'll notice that we've got a profile picture path. So I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to ignore that one up there. And that onion, hello, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. And we're going to have those particular fields. We just hit an ad break. How many JS frameworks have you done today? I had none. I don't know if you could hear me at the moment because the ad break just started. Yeah, today I've been doing a lot of testing and stuff like that, which in my current state has been a godsend because I'm not overly thinking stuff. So you can hear, okay, yeah, fair enough. I didn't know if you could hear me and stuff like that. So yeah, I've done none today. I've done mostly testing. I've done back-end sort of stuff. I haven't had to touch the front end, which has been good. So yeah. And Mamek, how are you going? Hopefully everything's going well. Hopefully people are getting better over there. So yeah. Yeah. We're just in an ad break. It's going to end in about 10 seconds, or 14 seconds, sorry. I was miscounted then. So yeah. Alright. Alright. And welcome back, everyone. Sorry. I'm still getting over stuff. You do so light data manipulation work that I rarely ever import stuff. Well, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, I import a lot of stuff for NearBeach. So, yeah. Alright. Do you have knowledge on basic AWS services? Oh, very, very basic. I'm referred into a job for technical support engineer. I don't know anything about it. I want to perform good if you can help me. My recommendation is to actually read the documentation. When I was using AWS, I would use EC2. Sort of compute things, I would tend to use the cheapest ones, usually 1 to 2 gigabytes of RAM and stuff like that, type of cheap. I used Lambdas at a point. I was able to get NearBeach working on Lambdas, but that was probably not the best way to do it. I've used their database services, so usually MySQL database services. And that's sadly it with what I was doing. So I don't have much knowledge on it. Sometimes, I don't know if they've got it at the moment. Socks, don't sit on the mouse, please. Sometimes there are books that they put on this. Coding Curious, no. RPG Machine, no. No. No, it looks like they don't have... Every now and then on Humble Bumble there'll be certificates, but otherwise... There's always... AWS Educate. However, I don't know if they've got yeah, my recommendation is to go through their documentation, look at the basic sort of stuff, kind of know what your work uses or what they're going to use. And then study that. The one problem with Amazon is it's a giant beast. Like, this is it. This is all their services and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff in there, and depending where you work, you might only need something like that big, or something like that big, or something like that. So, yeah. Alright, getting back, closing all of these. So, if we have a look at this API now, those are the particular fields that we want. I don't think we need organization profile. I think having it like that is better, by far better. Yeah, that would be better, because that's actually telling you the path of that. I'm going to keep that naming convention. We're going to drop the profile picture and all that kind of stuff. So getting back into this, what we want to do is we want to go into the organization API. We want to go down into the list. We're going to change this into the backend sort of stuff. We're also going to include the Swagger stuff in a minute. So I have to prepare Splunk and AWS Basic. I know Splunk Basic and a little moderate, but I've never touched AWS. Also Linux, but thankfully I know Linux. Yeah. So yeah, the one problem with that is AWS is huge. I don't know if they're going to be using Elastic services, if they're using Lambdas, if they're using the EC2s. You could look at S3s, because a lot of the times they'll need is sort of like blob storage and stuff like that. But that's pretty quick and easy to learn. Yeah, AWS is a huge beast. Like, yeah, it's all right. List of AWS services is what I want. Yeah, it's quite big. So you got the databases, RDS is database sort of stuff. You got the Elastic Computer Cloud. I don't know what SQS is. You got the S3 storages. You got Lambdas for serverless. That's the virtual private cloud. I don't know what Elastic Beanstalk is. I've never touched the machine learning. I've never touched the Elastic Cache. Human migration. I'm confused. AWS now does human migration? What? If I'm just gonna save that for later. Yeah, you got CloudFront too. So yeah, it depends what services. If they were using virtual machines and stuff like that, definitely learn Elastic Cloud Computing. I know. Like, what? I think Google's gone a bit crazy. All right. I'm sorry. I gotta tweet this. Where am I? Sorry, my brain is on low-powered mode. Alright. Back in my day, we just... Yeah, fair enough. I mean... That's... I'm pretty sure something's gone wrong and... Yeah, the AI's gone crazy. Alright, cool. Getting back to the API. So yeah, we're going to do that. At the moment, what we want to do is we're going to just put that into here. We're going to go up here. We're just going to go from nearbeach.serializer.organization. The serializer, organization list serializer. We're going to wait a little while. We're going to hit reload. Yep. I mean, AWS was stealing AI services. That happens to be actually... yep. A lot of places are doing that. Do I know what Splunk is? No, I don't. So I had to actually search it on another tab because Splunk can mean another thing. Data analytics and stuff like that. I think my friend uses this. I have not used it. So yeah, this is one of the many services in AWS that I have not used yet. Oh, cool. All right, getting back into this, we know the profile picture path is not going to work, but I think I know how to get it to work. We just need to go into organization serializer. We've got the what we need to do is we need to copy this. We need to go into here. We're going to paste it in. We're going to add in a line after it just to separate the class from the fields. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to copy the next 7 field lines. We're going to go back into here. We're going to go to line 16 and we're going to paste those in. Now, for some strange reason, my editor lately has been putting these off stuff. Now, ooh, classes actually should go. Damn it. There you go. That's why it's done that. Yes, Clunk is really powerful. Simi tool. Just read about it when you have time. Yeah, fair enough. And thank you very much for the follow, Manic. Welcome, welcome. I do apologize if I'm a little down today. I am sick as a dog. So yeah, I'll see how long I can go tonight. I'm only going at the moment so I don't fall asleep because I know I've got a work thing to do at 10 o'clock tonight. So yeah, it's gonna be a struggle down. Let's do that. We're just gonna copy and paste that into here. Now this is complaining because we're not using anything else outside of that, so we can make it a static ID. Maniac. Well, welcome, Maniac. Hopefully you're going well. Like the song, I'm a maniac. Fair enough. I do hope you are enjoying my content, which is mostly just my cat at the moment, you know. There she is, cleaning herself. Good girl. She's like, no, don't touch my head, I just cleaned that. And me fiddling with the cube. Alright. I am trying to recover from being sick. This is the longest I've actually been sick for. So I hope no one gets this because this is nasty, whatever I have. I'm one of those people who, if I get sick for one day, you're going to have it for 3 days. If I'm sick for 3 days, you're going to have it for a week. If I'm sick for a week, oof. And yeah, oof, this hurts. So yeah. Alright, so we've got the list down pat perfectly fine. That's what I kind of want. And then if we go into number 1, we should now see the breakdown of the customers and stuff like that. With the customers, we're going to do the same thing. I think I'm just going to remove this original organization profile picture because I do like the path. Splunk is a data platform that collects and analyzes machine-generated data, serverless databases, Internet of Things, devices, and stuff, providing insights into IT operations, business integrity, and security. Oh, nice! Get that. I can see that being very, very useful, especially on when you want to sort of investigate why the services went down and stuff like that. And welcome, Bozo Paid. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so yeah, I did want to clean up a particular fields and stuff like that in here. Alright, so getting back into this. This particular serializer is finished. We're just going to close it. We're happy with it. This particular serializer, we're getting rid of this field. We're also going to do something different. We're going to be inclusive instead of exclusive with the fields that we want. The reason being is I want to put them in a certain certain order. Man, my brain is working overtime tonight. Alright, we've got the name, the email, organize it, a website and then email. Like so, I'm just going through all the fields in here at the moment. This is organization. So we'll have ID, name, website, email. We'll have profile picture path. And then we'll have customers. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I get names incorrect all the time. It's not a biggie. Some people call me robotic cheed. It's robotic head. Alright. So we've then got the customers. That's actually plural. And then if I get refresh, there we go, perfect. So we've got all the organization details at the top, and then we got the customers, and then we've got all of this detail in here. And it gives me the ability to keep this in alphabetical up here so I can easily find stuff. Now that would be that, and then we would go down here and we paste that in, and we make sure we have that. I'm just being consistent with the methods coming before the final meta class. Alright, cool. So, we've done the serializers. We should now do the pagination stuff. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. I am going to keep this one open. We're going to deal with the list one first. We're going to deal with both. We're going to deal with both the documentation and the serialization at the same time. Sorry, the pagination at the same time. No, there's been people who have been contributing it. Let me rephrase that. Sorry, I am a bit ill and my brain's not working at any percentage. I am the lead dev. I have been working on this for a very long time. However, that being said, there have been people contributing to it, especially of late. So yeah, it's been fun getting those contributions coming through. So yeah, I don't see any issues as PRs on GitHub, but so yeah, I've processed all the PRs. So I don't get thousands of PRs. I'll get a couple. So yeah, and a lot of commits, yes. But that being said, also I do a single commit for, like, let's say a bug fix and stuff like that. Yeah, I do look at and process issues. Sometimes some issues I won't be able to fix, or yeah, I try my hardest. Alright, so I need to import the extended schema and the open API example. I think that's it for this. Now, up here, we should do an @extend schema and then tags equals, and then we do this and we just go Kanban board, like so. It out in case I can work around my backend. Oh yeah. The backend, we are trying to make it a little simpler. So I've been raving about this for weeks, but when we start 0.32, I'm going to essentially fix up the database type of stuff. We'll stop support for 3.9 Python, which will enable us to do switch cases. So a lot of if-else's will be removed from the code, which will be glorious. I can't wait till I get rid of them. Stuff like that. So yeah. 3.2 will be hopefully adding in types. It'll be a very big change, which is why at the moment we're spending a lot of time sort of polishing up the API, because I want to get that all sorted before moving on. Do you ship the required Python binary with the software to avoid software conflicts? We recommend installing NearBeach using Docker. So that way it's all containerized. We also inside, I forgot what file it is. Oh God. There is a file in here where we do state that Python has to be over a certain version. And I've absolutely forgot where that is. It's not part of the requirements. as part of the PYPI stuff. Ah, here it is. So we do actually have a requires Python. So yeah, and what we're trying to do is support all versions of Python that are currently supported. 3.9 end support in October. We'll actually hopefully start the development of 3.2 a lot earlier than that. So we'll probably kill it in that one. But that one won't be released for another 7 months. 3.0.32 won't be released for 7 months after we started, minimum. I don't think I could finish all of that in time. Alright, going in here. So what we want to do is we want to go down here. We want to go extend schema. We're going to open up the tags and we're going to call this the organization tag. Easy done. We're happy with that. We also want HTTP method names. And in this sort of case, and welcome, Cardio Beast. Yeah, not JavaScript at the moment, there's Python. So, yeah. Title should say both JavaScript and Python. Because I'm using VueJS for the front end, Python, Django / Python for the back end. So, yeah. Alright, with this we'll do post. I think we're doing a put and we're doing a delete. Alright, we're going to ignore that one at the moment. We're going to go down here. We're going to go extend schema. We're going to open that up. We're going to have a look at the list one down here. So it's pretty simple, this. In fact, what I'm probably going to do, 5, that'll be 4 to that. Alright. There we go, and then we just do that. It'd be nice to link to somewhere in your about panels. Okay, so if we will go to over here, like, I've broken this. Hang on. On Twitch. I think I ran out of room. Hang on, this is going to repeat itself. Oh no, I can put it in there. I'm thinking of these. Yeah, I can put it in there. But yeah, that can be done. Alright. List all organizations within NearBeach. Easy done. Alright, cool. Yep, that's the same. It's actually a lowercase p, I think. Alright. So. We don't need to worry about object assignment results because the permissions are done at the permission set level. We can remove these for the moment. We can remove that and just put it back with that. We don't have a serializer. We're going to handle the pagination very similar to this. In fact, we can probably copy that. So that's going to be 8 lines of code. We're just going to paste that in. We are going to change a lot of this. So this will be organization results. This will be organization list serializer. Easy done. And it just pastes all into there and we're all happy with that. This is no longer needed. And then we still have this down here as a fallback in case there's none for the pagination whatsoever. I just don't want to show an error. in case there is an error for some strange reason. So going into here, what we want to do is if we right hand click on here now and we, oh, all right. Self.pagination query set is not in here. Huh? All right, let's. Okay, so I've got that. We're handling that. Then page pagination query, organization results. All right, I'm just gonna hit that, and we're just gonna. So we do hit that, and then we break out of it. All right, so scrolling all the way up to the top. That we don't need open. So this should be a model view set. Model view set. We've got a query set. We've got the serializer class. Yep. Method names. Yep. All right. Request object has no attribute. Am I forgetting something up here? We've got response, we've got status and all that kind of stuff. We've got the serializers, we've got the NearBeach models that we're using. We've got the permission checks, we've got the REST framework generics. Okay. When all else fails. It's part of the generic API view. Yeah, okay. Well, let's Google. Let's copy this. Let's go into here. Let's go and paste. That's not what we have. And GoPal. So I'm using Django. It's a Python web framework. And I'm using VueJS. So, yeah. Alright, let's just paste. Oh, sorry, I've been using Mac all day. Let's read the documents very, very quickly. Self query set request view. Oh no. I'm arguing about something else. Okay. So, what have I done wrong? Probably everything. So in here, we get the object assignment because the permissions of the Kanban board are defined at the object assignment level. And yeah, we're just handling that. Request has no object. But I'm part of list. Which is what I'm finding weird. Huh. Okay, ooh. This is not ideal at all. That is part of the filters. What I could potentially do is just do that. Make sure it works still. Okay, it works. Yeah, that's... And I don't need to worry about many at all. It should really be that. Like... All right, let's go back. Custom pagination styles, get pagination response. No, not. I don't need custom pagination. All right. So we've set this up. Yeah, we've set this up. Okay. I'm going to have a look at the projects, because we've also done this at the projects too. So if we go project, and we do that, you'll notice that we've got the pagination results working in here. We've got the results working like this. All right, easy, perfect. Now, we're not serializing those results, we're just getting a page. And thank you very much, Julian Verkesk, for the Prime. Subbing with the Prime. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. All money sort of earned in these particular streams actually go towards NearBeach. We're currently saving up for a UI UX developer. So yeah, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. As I figure out why this isn't working. Alright, so I am going to go into NearBeach. We've got our views, we've got our API. I know I've done it in the project API. I'm going to put the project API on the right for reference. We are going to go straight to the list. There it is. So, once again, it's done by the object assignment results. We've got the projects, we've got the filter. So we've got a simple filter by organization. And then project results just work. If I, out of curiosity, if I go project results equals project dot objects dot all right, and then we key this in like this. Now I need to import the project. We're going to cheat. We're just going to do it. Like so. Oops, I did that wrong. And then I'm just going to comment out that one line. So if we hit like there, and we go into here and we hit refresh. So we hit this one line, we've got the projects working. And then when we play that, now, this means I haven't set up the organization API views properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare, and it's going to take a little while and see what I'm missing. So up here, we've got the list, request and quarks. We've got the minimum permission. That's working perfectly fine. We're happy with that. We've got this as a model view set, and we have both as model view sets. Okay. I am going to delete project. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it up in there for the moment. All right, I am going to go Django REST framework model view set. I'm gonna double check this one. It says it has no attribute page error. The problem is that page is it on page number page when. All right. Not what I want. Not what I want. It's most likely I'm missing a library or something like that. Generics. All right. View set status. View set status. New age document views, transfer new objects. All right, we don't need to work. That's all right. Project serializers. We've got the serializers in here. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. All right. If you overwrite your list or main method, you need to explicitly call that. Yeah, but we're not overriding anything. And thank you very much for the follow, Julian K120. How's it going? Yeah, it's going good. I'm just wondering why I'm getting this error. It's scratching my head. So we've got it working elsewhere. It's just now I'm checking the imports and checking everything. So making sure view sets, model view set, view sets, model view set. Yep, that's correct. We've got the query set, serialized class, and the HTTP methods. I don't have the export schema everywhere at the moment, but that's perfectly fine because we're updating the code on the left. The code on the right is working and we're referencing it so we don't miss anything. The destroy is fine. So yeah, we're currently doing the list. And these two lines of code work perfectly fine on the right, just not over here. And I don't know why. Alright, so on the list, yeah, we've got all of that data, and that works perfectly fine. And we're not overriding anything, so yeah, this is baffling, is a good word. Just going to scroll up. Okay, that's retrieve. List, self, request, args, and quargs. All right, cool. We've got all of that. We won't need any of that anymore. I'm just going to hit this again, because I want to actually go down into it. Are we not getting the attribute request for some strange reason? It's not there. Oh, it's not there in those particular ones. I haven't actually checked there. Oh no, it's there. So we've got a request that it is requesting. So we're going to step forward. pagination query set. So we want to get the attribute pagination in here. And of course it isn't in there. Alright, how does that work elsewhere? Pagination. Yeah, yep. No, don't worry, I say it like that all the time too. Paginate query set. So that's not part of anything lower. We've got path info. We don't have pag at all. All right, that is really weird. And thank you very much for the follow, test BLH89. It honestly sounds like a random account. All right. And then when we step over it, we actually get the error being like, listen, we can't get that attribute whatsoever. And then that returns here. Yeah, that's... Why? All right. The other thing which I think I might have forgotten to do is let's have a look at the serializers. So we want to have a look at the project serializer. We're just scrolling up. Don't know why we've got requests in there. REST framework serializers, just all our data we need. We've got a couple of enum sort of stuff. We've got a few more serializers and some more enums. So we've got our fields, we've got our create override, we've got our get fields override, we've got our update, and this is just yeah, this is fine. So why the hell doesn't it work for organization? I'm just going to stop everything. I'm going to remove that one line because this should all be the same. All right, we've hit this. I'm going to have a look at request again. We've got parsers and stuff like that. We've got query params. We've got the protected attributes. In which case we've got the request in there too. Hang on, I think I know. I'm going to comment out this for a second. I think I know. It's going to be one of those weird things. I'm going to step over. I'm going to hit play. All right. I know exactly what's gone wrong. All right. Let's go to in here. What I'm doing is I've got this lovely bit of code that overrides the request if the request is in a particular format and stuff like that. I need to change this. And I don't know where else I'm using this, but this is going to be the problem. All right. So we've got it in 4 different places. Now, what I could potentially do, I'm going to comment that out, and I am going to go request equals. Now in here, we had this. I want to see if this is plausible. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in. Yeah, I knew I broke something. Yeah, it's not hard to fix. Essentially what's actually happened is because the permissions are both for the usual front-end calls, so a person visiting a particular page, and the API, they'll have two different structured requests. And essentially what that one particular line does is it, and this is wrong, it shouldn't be updating the request to be all that. What I could do is I could do a private request. So copy the correct request into a private request, so the underscore request, and then handle it that way. I'm just going to do this for a second. I'm going to hit reload. We're going to see if this will get the data we want. So with the API, it will see these protected attributes. We don't actually have it in there whatsoever, so no, this won't work, but that's not a problem. It's going to probably fail. What we could do is undo that, do something, but yeah, it's passing the requests all the way down and stuff like that. This is a bigger problem. Now, I was hoping that I didn't have to do anything with the permissions until 0.32. In which case, I was then going to have any permissions that front end needed to have were going to be ultra generic. And then any of the API permissions is also as generic as possible. How's the website looking? Yeah, it's looking okay at the moment. Yeah, got, you know, the Joker and Morgana there. All right, and then... However, that being said, I'm calling this, I'm getting the correct thing. I could just do something like this. This will work perfectly fine. This is a workaround until I split out the permissions and have some permissions just dealing with API and some permissions dealing with sort of user heading certain pages and stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to have a proper look at the whole permissions once we start 0.32 again. Because we'll have the database restructured, so we should be able to make the permissions as generic as possible, which will be nice. All right, so that should work. Now, the next thing I got to do is I've got to do it for these other 4 places very, very quickly because we're going to run into the same issue. So all I do is just do that. And then I just do that. Sorry, I've hit the wrong button and I'm just disappointed in myself. So yeah, when we make it generic, all of this will be pulled out of it and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about knowing where certain things are. So yeah. And what I should do... Under... It's going to be under. It's going to be under. That's going to be under. That's too far. All right, cool. I came up with it a very, very long time ago. In high school, I could only draw heads, is very poorly drawn. So I'm actually left-handed, not right-handed. There we go. This is so instead of just having heads, I turned them into robots, and then robotic head was formed from that name. Creativity, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then many years ago, someone said, you know, that could be misinterpreted as something else. And I learned that day that I was quite innocent as a kid. Yeah. And I've just stuck with the name anyway. I like the name. Is NearBeach a substitute for some premium service or standalone? Sorry, what do you mean? NearBeach is an open source project management system. That one's done. So those bugs should be fixed now. So, closing all of this, we're going to go back to this now. So this should all work. I'm just going to undo a lot of that. I'm just going to go and remove that one line, undo all of that. I am going to go to line 75. We're going to delete those particular lines, and then we're going to get the organization results. Easy done. We don't need project in there anymore. We should just go over to here. We should go page up, and all right. That is really annoying. I'm just double checking this. Okay, so yeah, it's still to do with the permissions. Let's right hand click, let's go, let's implement. All right, I've done something wrong in here. So the request should be pulled out, return. If we're returning, we don't need to return the function. Okay, I've made that mistake. Not a problem. What we do, we copy this line, we go hit F, we go up here, we just edit these, and we're like, all right, cool. If he's returning, don't return the local request like that. We just return the normal request. What I mean was, if there's already existing project management tools that NearBeach tries to be better than or on par. Also, is it open source exclusive or is it general as the description don't state? So NearBeach sort of evolved from something I built back when I was working in the university. It doesn't really have a direct competitor at the moment, like what it's trying to do better than anyone else. It essentially started off with tools that I needed at the university, and it sort of evolved from that. And then it was tools that I kind of needed in my day-to-day job and so forth like that. Like, for example, when I was building stuff for clients. It is fully open sourced, as in, like, you can quite literally download the source code, you can run it, and there's no licenses or anything like that. So, yeah. How long have I been working on the project? So this project started as a sort of learning mechanism to get into web development. Now, I used to be a data scientist. I knew how to program because they taught us how to program. And from there, yeah, I sort of built it up. Back in 2020, August 2020, I deleted 95% of the code. I should have deleted 100% of the code. That's biting me. That keeps biting me. So 8 years. We passed our 8th birthday back in January. That's okay, Antonio. And welcome, by the way. We do actually have a website. I'm just wondering if Nightbot has sort of given the source code in a prior response. But yeah, we do have a website. That's just nearbeach.org. All right, we're returning request. Okay. I'm fixing this error right now because it would bug me in the future. I'll be like, why? Why isn't this working? Alright, request. Alright, I think I fixed it all. So if I go back here, this is all working, and I hit refresh. There it go. We got it working. Sweet. How long have you? Oh wait, I've answered that. Okay. So I'm going to delete that one line of code that's not needed. We've got all of this. We've got this. I'm happy with that. And then I want to do a single one. So we're just going to go down here. We're just going to copy these 8 lines of code. We're just going to go down here. We're just going to paste it in. We're just going to go like this. We're going to do that. So then this editor's added some extra stuff into it. Description retrieves a single organization. Easy done. This is very simple. This is going to stay the same. The update will come back to because we'll be editing quite a lot in there. The create will also come back to. We'll be editing a lot in there. The destroy we want to actually, this is a quick one. So 90 to 12. All right, delete organizations. User will need to have the permission to delete. All right, cool. Okay. So that is done. That's pretty simple, that code. That's stock standard. What actually happens is we flag it as a soft delete. Okay, I'm just wondering if I want to do the create first or the update first. I'll do the create first. So, what I want to do, I'm just going to copy this. Because once again, a lot of this is going to be the same sort of structure. We're quite happy with how this is. I hate that bug. We're going to do that. Sorry. We're going to do that. Now, we need examples. So we'll go examples equals, and then it'll be open API example. And then we'll key in an example in here. This is where we start using Postman and stuff like that. So create organizations. We'll still need the parameters and stuff like that. But first, let's go to this one. I just realized I put this in the wrong window. I'm just moving it across. Ooh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, you saw it live. Oh, ad breaks. Yeah, I have many bugs, I find. So, anyway. For those on YouTube, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch. They only go for 90 seconds. That's just to stop the pre-rolled ads. You're on YouTube, you don't need to worry about it. So yeah, we tend to do this so no one misses out on any content. Yeah. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. I'm hoping to get both organizations and customers finished tonight. So that will put me up to 5 out of 20 of the API points, which will hopefully, well, that will knock us over to a quarter done. So yeah, we've still got till the end of the month. Yeah, I'm just hoping to get this all done well before the end of the month. And then we can sort of move on to the next sort of cleanup task that we're doing. Alright, ad break, that one's frozen. 7 seconds. Alright, cool. Anyway, welcome back everyone. You're on Turbo. Fair enough. Well, I get money through Turbo, so yes. Yes, that's perfectly fine. And some people don't get ads too, because they're in Finland or New Zealand in January, which I find absolutely hilarious. But yeah, it happens. Okay, cool. So, going with this one, I can close this. This is perfectly fine. We can minimize this. We're going to open up Organizer. We're going to open up Team Leader. We're going to test all of this. So get... Oh, I hate this sometimes. Sorry, what's actually happened is I duplicated a bunch of stuff and then all of my endpoints got corrupted. All of these got corrupted and it was really annoying and they're all now Sprint. This one's saying customer, this one should be organization. One should be organization. And I need to get the key. So give me a couple of seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go admin. This should still be running. I broke it. No, don't worry. I broke it because of this. All right. So sorry. Let me just do that. That will fix it. What happened in New Zealand in January? In January, so after Christmas and New Year's have finished and stuff like that, a lot of advertisers ease up on advertising because a lot of people just don't buy stuff. And it just so happens that I had a Kiwi in here in January and they were like, yeah, I'm just not getting any ads. So the joke is no one wants to advertise to New Zealand in January. Which is fine, you know. Alright, we've got the team leader. We're going to copy this. We are going to paste these all in here. Yeah, you'll also notice you don't get as many ads in January too. Because I noticed that for some streams, I was probably getting 1, maybe 2 ads. So I wasn't getting the full amount of ads that I would usually do if I were watching the stream. Alright, this one's working perfectly fine. This one's working even better. We not want the put yet, we want the post. So, I'm just going to send this. We need organization name. API organization. We need the organization website. I'm just putting Twitch in there for some strange reason. Organization email. Like so, and if we hit that, we don't get, oh, all right, this is one thing which we do want to change. So another thing I want to also do is I want to validate those particular fields to make sure that they will be a website and an email field. So we're going to do that today. All right, now at the same time, I'm going to write in an example, and it's going to be example 1, and we're going to put in description equals create a new organization. Easy done. And then we've got the value equals, we've got the name, website, email. API organization, NearBeach.org, support at NearBeach.org. Alright. I should put in no reply. Alright, so that's the values in there, easy done. And then we just do that, oops. And then we do that. So, with the organization serializer, we're going to go and look at the website, and we're going to close a few of these tabs because we don't need them open anymore. Yeah, we'll come up with that one in a minute. All right. Actually, I can close that now. What did I want to do? Django REST framework, serializer, valid email. All right. Ooh, that's what we want. Okay, that's pretty simple. So in here, we don't want a car field, we want an email field. Easy done. All right. Now the next one we want is Django REST framework, serializer, website validation. We've got the validators. Yeah, current optional fields. All right, let's have a look in the serializer, because there might be a HTML one. Oh, I put email field on the wrong one. Silly me. Let's just hit that and let's have a look through here. So we've got email field, character field, primary key. What kind of validations are trying to do? I'm going to make sure that the user's sending through a proper email and a proper URL to the back end, because you should always sort of validate user data. Yeah, a real URL, and it might be called URL serializer. There it is. Thank you very much, Julian. I did need that little prompt. So, yep, there we go. We have that in there now. I'm just wondering what it actually does to this. Ooh, all right. So it does give a URL in here, and that does work like that. All right, sweet. Yeah, my brain is not even on half mode at the moment. So, yeah, I need all the help I can get. All right, what? So I'm happy with the serializers. If I stop making this horrible website, and like that, it should come up. Yep, cool, perfect. And then no reply at NearBeach.org. All right. Cool. I'm from Australia, so yeah, in Melbourne. I don't know if you can tell my accent really well tonight because I'm very nasally. All right, those are working perfectly fine. Awesome. Profile picture done. I'm happy with the serializer once again. So we're going to jump over here. We are going to get rid of these parameters. We're going to put organization name of the organization email, generic email for the organization. Tip, you can use no reply at organization.com. And then what we want is organization website, the website of the organization. And that is cool. That's all we need. Grew up in Hong Kong and came here to study. My mom's Aussie. Oh, fair enough. How are you enjoying the studying over here? You graduated a while ago. Oh, working now. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's been a while since I graduated. 2011. Holy hell. That is a long time ago now. Yeah, and I went part-time because I was like, I have a job. Actually, it was smart. I didn't burn myself out, which is great. So, we got the serializer data request. No, Socks, they want to see you. No. All right. There we go. There we go. Organization serializer, we've got all that kind of stuff done. If not valid, it passes through. Sweet. Now, we don't need to do any of this stuff at all. We've got a cheat. Someone in a couple of streams ago is like, why aren't you doing that? I'm like, you know what? That is very smart. I didn't know I could do that. So, what I want is... I believe it will be organization, we'll just result equals serializer.save, and then we need to put in change user equals request.user. We don't need any of this now. This is not needed. So we can get rid of all of this, and then all we need to do is reserialize. And then we just go serializer equals organization serializer, organization data equals results. And then down here, we're just going to go data equals serializer.data. And there we go. All right, I'm making sure the webcam is, oh, that's, actually that would be, there you go. Yeah. Canberra? By the way, not sure who saw that message. Oh, okay, fair enough, yeah. I've only ever been to Canberra once. And it was the weekend of the 2013 federal election. It was just a fluke that we were there. It was for a Rubik's Cube competition. We booked the dates out long in advance, and then the politicians were like, you know what, that's also a great day to put an election on. So yeah. Fun little fact, the next day I was driving in Canberra, and I essentially went around the massive giant roundabout near Parliament House and all that kind of stuff. There was no one on the road. We didn't see anyone on the road in the morning, and we're like, man, traffic is great. We got stopped at a light and no one entered the intersection for a couple of minutes, and we're all like, why did this light turn red? It's very different to Melbourne, let's just say that. Alright, getting back into this, we're reloading. We've got a bunch of other stuff. Now, that's perfectly fine being null because we don't actually have a picture for those. We do kind of want to send that information. If I go back over here and I go send, we've got an error. When the serializer is passed, a data keyword must be called is valid attempt before serializing. Alright, I've done something wrong, and that's fine. We go into here. I am going to have a look at the create. So we create project. So I'm going to also do the same thing here. I'm going to call this created organization. Serializer.save. We pass through the data we want. We don't need to worry about translation or anything like that. And then organization serializers. Okay, I don't need to do that. Many equals false. I'm just putting that in to be verbose. That is created organization. Easy done. We go back into here. We're just going to hit this. I don't know why lately Twitch's chat is not updating very well. Anyway, all right, so we've got data now. Now we don't have any customers. That will be null because the user's just created. We don't need to actually search for any customers and stuff like that because the user's just created this. So that's done. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's done. We've got the destroyed. We've got the list. We've got the retrieve. Now we're doing the updated. So I'm just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom with the updated. We've got 171 to 192. So that should be... Oh. Sorry, I'm just trying to plot with numbers there. Where's my mouse over here? I'm just pasting whatever in. Alright, I'm not a fan how this is just suddenly adding in an indent for no apparent reason. So, extended description, updates a single organization, parameters, if memory serves me correctly, we just delete all of this. It's pretty much the same 3 fields. So I'm gonna those out. We're gonna go up to the top. We're just gonna go yank those 3. And then we're going to go to update at the very, very bottom. We're going to go up here. We're just going to paste those in. He's done. Now. So, this data's perfectly fine. Once again, we don't need to do this anymore. What we need to do... Oh, I got a serializer there. All right. Double check the project exists. Easy done. We just need to double check the organization exists. Pretty easy sort of stuff. What we want to do is we've got a query set where the organization.objects.filter, we're filtering out anything that is deleted. All right. So the deleted is false. So the update project, this will be update organization. Oh, I see how I've done it. Alright, get object, or 404, query set, and pk equals pk. So it double checks everything, and then we've got update organization that overrides that, equals serializer.update. We've got update organization, easy done. We've got serializer.data, and I'm just trying to remember with the change user, how is that done again? I'm gonna right hand click on this and I'm just going to go to that implementation. So with the project we are overriding stuff. So we've got the instant and we've got the validated tools. And I'm just wondering where I've got the change user in here. And I think that might be a bug. Yeah, I think that might be a bug. Okay. Project priority, pop that out in the add that in. I think that is a bug. Okay, not a problem. What we can actually do, update project dot change user equals request.user. I think that's it. So we just change it there, and then we pass through the validated data and all that kind of stuff, and that will work perfectly fine. Alright. I'm going to do the same thing here. Update organization dot change user equals request.user. And then what we should do is we'll have the update organization, and then we reserialize it. We don't need any of this anymore. That can just disappear. We can then do a reserialization. Reserialize the data to send back complete set to user. So that would be serializer equals organization serializer. Open that up. Update organization. Many equals false. And that's just going to work. Famous last words. Alright, so going in here, we've got this. We're going to go with the body. We've got none of those are required. So we're going to update this, and we're going to go organization name update. Organization website, we'll have it. Alright, like that. Organization email. And when we hit OK, boom. So we get everything back, and yeah, that works perfectly fine. Okay, sweet. So, organization's done. Let's move on to the customers now. So I'm just going to close all tabs in group. We're going to keep these ones open because we're actually happy with them. I'm actually going to do a commit first. So we're going to open up one of these. We're going to go get status. We're going to get add. Oh, we don't want to add the schema YAML. The modified of the swagger.index. Get checkout swagger index. That's fine for the moment that we just don't edit that. So, this would be, and Matt Bird's requests. How are you going? How was your stream today? And make me do all the things. All right, cool. Give me a couple of seconds. This can go up further. All right, that's as high as it goes. Oh, quests, not requests. Sorry, I'm dealing with requests, API requests and stuff like. Sorry. I am sick. My brain is non-working at the moment. So yeah. How are you going? All right, git commit. What we want to do is API improvements for organization endpoints. Easy done. There's another couple of things that we did. Alright. Let's get the treats sorted, and then I'll start doing the curls. I'm just going to put it in this mode. Oh god. Ooh, the hell is that trapped onto? Alright. Sorry. Webcam was trapped. I'm glad that wasn't full screen. Sox is like, what the hell is going on? All right, Socks, you know what's happening. It is time. It is time. I do this as silently as possible. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Stay in the bed. Stay in the bed. Okay. There we go. And I'll put chat on there. Everything's not requests yet. It went well. You got the card game working. Nice. Oh, card game thingy working. Though I don't have it animated. That's like the next step or something. The AI wasn't wanting to work though, so I'm thinking I'll rewrite. Sorry, this is how bad I'm reading at the moment. I'll just write animation logic for tomorrow. Nice. You made presidents and assholes. Fair enough. I like the name. I like the name. Alright, there we go. Socks. Make it adapt to do a last card tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to do that screen. Because I know some people get sick. If I do that, and I'll quickly do the curls. Alright, while Socks judges. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. All right. There we go. Okay. Has a few names. Presidents is one. Capitalism is the other. I think another name is Scum. Okay. I'm trying to think if I've played something along those lines. I don't think I have. So, yeah. Alright, we'll push that. Stand for 30 minutes. I'll probably be standing until the end of the stream. We don't know how that turns out. So, yeah. Got myself a new, if you can't tell, it's not in place at the moment. Got myself a new standing mat, because I was always complaining that here, it feels really uncomfortable, because I've been standing there so much that I've worn out the carpet there. Today, I sat all day rather than standing all day on purpose. Fair enough. I guess I am standing mat. I like it. Alright, so jumping into this, we want to open up the serializers, the customer serializer. We're going to bump that off to the left. We're going to work through this, modifying what we want to show and all that kind of fun stuff. We also want to edit the customer API. So, yeah. Alright, in here, what I want to do, I just want to minimize this. I want to open up customers. I want to open up team leader, list customers. Alright, this one's fine. I need to get the right token, though. So, I'll just copy this token. I should also save all of these. And I'm just going to force close tabs. Like that. So, headers. Alright, going into this one. Ad break in progress, damn it. Alright, it's ad time. And I'm hoping All right. Anyway, for those on YouTube, yeah, we run ads every half an hour on Twitch, so people don't get preloaded ads. Don't worry, you don't get ads, and we tend to do this so no one misses out on any content. So yeah, hopefully everyone's going well. 30 minutes went by. No time. I'm still standing. I'm still standing. So yeah. Yeah. Sometimes during this time of the night, let me actually double check on the Twitch. Let's see the... Oh no, pre-rolls are at 35 minutes now. I do know at one particular point at night what actually happens is there's 15-minute blocks for some strange reason for one of the hours, and it's really annoying. I'm like, no, but I don't know if they fixed it. But apparently... It's, yeah, the pre-roll's at 35 minutes now, so that kind of means it's not that. But, yeah. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. What am I working on? Can I contribute for my portfolio? I'm working on NearBeach, an open source project management system. I don't know if you see the comment done by Nightbot right above you. If not, I can copy and paste that down for you. We actually have the source code on GitHub. Oh God. Just wanted to paste the... Alright, no, sorry. Someone screwed up copy and paste. I'll do that. And yeah, it's open for anyone to contribute to it. Today we are working on the API, fixing up the API. So, in the body, we've got the get customers. Yep, that's perfectly fine. So we should get stuff. We've got the, now, customer title, I want to break up. I want it to have very much similar to if we were to look at projects. I'm going to have customer in here. I'm going to have customer like that. And I'm going to right hand click. I'm going to duplicate tab. I'm going to have project in here. So you'll notice in project, I break up organization into its own object. I also break up the project status. So this will be very similar with the title and stuff like that. Now, if we go back over here, I'm having to constantly click on the chat, by the way, Twitch. It looks like it isn't updating properly at the moment. So I do apologize if I don't get to your comment right away. So we need customer title split into an object. And that's pretty easy for us to do. What we want to do is in here, we want to right hand click. We want to go file. We want to go, oh, how are we doing this? We've actually got it as customer title serializer.py. Easy done. So we're going to do it like that, and then it's from the REST framework. We're going to import the serializers, and then from NearBeach.models, we want to import, I think, list of title of all things. I think, yeah, I made a list of titles because it's one of those particular fields where I'm depending on the language, there might be certain titles and so forth like that, and people might feel like they need to extend NearBeach's titles to include a bunch of other stuff, which is perfectly fine. For example, you might have Sir, you might have Resident, or something like that. So, or Melbourne. So, yeah. All right. Hang on. Oh, I'm trying to find who had the last title. It doesn't matter. Anyway, going in here, we've got to have a class. We're going to have a customer title serializer. It's serializer dot model serializer. We're going to have a query set, I do believe. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just double checking all the lists. This is going up. Oh, no. Ah, I'm silly. Don't worry. Sorry, I was thinking of the view sets for a second. So we need the class meta. We got the model, and that's... What the hell? Model? Don't overfill... Oh. List of title. And then fields is going to be... Now, I forgot what's in here. So we're just going to go to the admin set. We're going to go list of titles in here. So we've got basic sort of titles in here. We've just got, okay, title and... Yeah, cool. So we'll have title ID and title. That's it. That's all we need. So if we go into the customer API, what we need to do now is go down here and go from NearBeach.serializers.title, customer title serializer, import the customer title serializer. We just go down here. This is the API view. Sorry, I was meant to go into here. So in here, we'll need to go from NearBeach.serializers.customer title serializer, import customer title serializer. Alright, cool. Down here, like this, we just need to do something like this. We need to go customer title equals customer title serializer, where many equals false. And this is where I double check everything over here. We need project status, many is false, read only false, and allow null is false. Alright, and I think that's it. And if we have a look in here, we're just going to refresh. There it goes. So now we've got customer title, we've got the title ID and the title itself. Now, the reason why we're passing through the title ID is so that people who are using the system can sort of be like, all right, cool, that particular title has an ID of this. It's just relative information that you can give them, and then they can be like, all right, cool, from here I can, you know, get the rest of the IDs. Now, another thing we need is customer first name, customer last name, email, profile picture. We're just going to go profile picture path. We're not going to worry about profile picture. That's perfectly fine. We also need to break down organization. So instead of having these two fields, we're just going to have organization. So going down here, we'll have like that. And then we'll have, 49. All right. From NearBeach.serializers.organization serializer, that will now be 50. Organization serializer, many equals false, allow null equals false. This will also be required. Read only false. Alright, cool. Now, this might have a problem. Alright. And we're just hitting a problem. Stop and debug. Cannot import the name custom serializer from partially. Circular import. Okay. Yeah, we have a problem. So what's actually happening is We're importing customers at the organization level. We don't want to import organizations at a lower level because you get a circular sort of feedback loop. Now, in this sort of case, we could always rewrite the customer stuff as, let me rephrase it. We could always rewrite the customer stuff as a child object, and they technically are a child object. That just means then you know the organization ID and all that kind of stuff. It also means it's more complicated updating a single customer. But that being said, it's also a check you're putting in place. So, yeah. So what do I mean by all of that? What I would do is then have organization, you'll then have an ID, and then customer. That's how that would be solved. And that will get you a list of all customers within that organization. And it might be a smart way to do this. However, that being said, we've also got search parameters, which might want to search all stuff, but at the same time too, we've got, yeah, I think it's going to be smarter to do it like this. Now, we'll still have search APIs and stuff like that, where we can search the backend for certain data and so forth like that, because then it will restructure it in a particular type of format to send to the front end. So I'm not worried about that at all. All right. So I think with the API, I'm going to have to do that. That's not a problem. That's us actually changing the URL. So we want to go down into the API URL. We want to scroll to the customer section. We actually want to delete that there. We want to scroll down to the organization, paste it, I do believe, after. Go up here. Go organization. / bunch of stuff / I'm just wondering, I don't need a / again, no. So the bunch of stuff will be a P, this will be the organization ID. Easy done, and that will be 029 plus, and that's it. So that's where the customers will now belong. Easy done. We've done that for a number of different areas too. So requirement items are done like that because it's a child item. Kanban board, Kanban cards are done like that too because they're a child object of Kanban boards. So this is just a child object of organization. So if we were to go over here now and type in organization 1 and then customer, we might need to also refresh this. Stop and rerun. All right, cool. And then we're going to hit refresh. There it go. Now, I do want to filter just for these particular organization customers and stuff like that. We'll actually go back and fix up the code to do that. Not a problem. All right. So going into the code, we've got this, which we should then fetch something like this. We won't have organization in there because that's no longer needed, that sort of data, because we've got it up here. So why do we need it? So going into the customer serializer, what we're going to do is we're deleting all of that data. We're going to do the fields equals, and we're doing that. We're actually doing something like that. Get profile picture, get fields. Yep, that's perfectly fine. This is actually going at the end. All right. So we've got customer ID. We have customer title. Yeah, the title should go before the name. So we'll have them first name, last name. Then customer email. We need the profile picture path, and that's it. And that's all we need. So, I didn't hit F. I didn't hit F1, thank you very much. I hit escape. And there I go. Now, I'm going to put in a picture very, very quickly for this particular customer. So, we're just going to go in here and go customer information 1. We're going to upload a picture. We are going to do this one. Update customer. All right, cool. We should now see that actually showing here. There we go. There's the picture. So quick and easy. We've got this done. I'm happy with that. If we have a look at the organization, we should see those update there too, which is great. So let's fix stuff up. So we're going to have to handle all of this slightly differently. Now, I know I've only got about half an hour maximum of the stream left. I've got a meeting at 10 o'clock tonight. So yeah, that's in 50 minutes. Less, that's in 40 minutes. So yeah, we'll try and do this as quickly as possible, but I think I just got to stage my stage what I've done in here, and we've done 4, so we're 1/5 of the way through all of this, which means yeah. All right, the list. Now I'm actually going to open up a the requirement items API. I'm going to put that over as a reference over here because I'm just wondering, I'm trying to remember what I did. What did I do? I don't remember. All right, with the list, we've got the requirement item results. We pull out all the requirement item results. Serializer, we put them through. This is return response. Yeah, we filtered for that. All right, cool. That's what we're going to do in here. So the page results. Oh, yeah, this is one of the ones where we won't want to have it paginated. All right, no problem. What we want to do, and then we want to go organization ID in quags organization ID. Done. All right, cool. So that's getting all the customers under that organization, and then we just want to serialize everything, and then we send back many equals true. I'm just splitting this down like that. You look so expert, so cheers. Thank you very much. I try to be, but I'm still learning. So yeah, I've still got a lot to learn. Yeah. Now, I am just going to be like this just because I like my code to be a little bit more verbose, or verbose, however you want to pronounce that. Cool, like that. Yeah, alright. I don't know why that message is retracted. Alright. So that should be that. Okay. Look so expert with that. Oh, fair enough. What are you saying that to, though? You don't need to retract your message if you say something and mess up. That's fine. You're seeing me type. I mess things up all the time. All right, with the list, we're just going to grab all of these. I'm just going to copy. I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to go like this and just paste it in, knowing full well this is going to keep doing that for some strange reason. We do need to import that. Recently, I learned Laravel and working with that to make a portfolio. Ooh, nice, nice. How are you enjoying it? At the end of the day, I learn this to make money. Fair enough. So does everyone. I make money. I learned how to program. I make money programming, so yeah. Tips for desperate programmer like me, like depending what you want tip-wise, there's a bunch of tips I can give. Considering you're actually building something at the moment, my usual tip would be build something small and then build something else, and then look back at what you build and realize that you can build it better and then rebuild it better. Considering you're building something, that is definitely a good way to go. Another tip, keep interested in new technology because web development is constantly changing. You can tell that by just looking at how to write React and how it's changing constantly, how there's big improvements and so forth like that every 6 months. So yeah. And what else? Don't be afraid to try other different frameworks and so forth like that because they might do something differently that you might like. You might be like, hey, this makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I keep myself an open mind when it comes to different languages and so forth like that. All right, from I forgot what this one is. DRF. All right, I'm just going to yank that line because ooh. There we go. I was 45, wasn't I? No, I was 79. Okay, so we've got that. We've got list all the customers within an organization. So I've just got a message on the phone. I'm just making sure it isn't something to do with work because that thing is coming up. All right, cool. Sweet. We're not worried about pagination at all with this particular one because we kind of want all the results. So we're going to do that. So with the list, we've got list customers results, all of that. We're all happy with that. Now with the retrieve, we're just going to do the retrieve very, very quickly because I am getting sick and tired of the copy and paste issue. Extend schema description. We need, it's because I've got the little emojis in there. Retrieves a single customer within an organization. All right, has that really been half an hour? Not quite, Twitch. Not quite. I have to actually wait for it to roll down before I hit snooze. All right, cool. So we've got that. Then down here, what we've got is we've got the query set. This will actually be a filter, and this will be is deleted equals false. And then we've got the organization ID equals quarks, and then we've got the organization ID in here. All right, and then if that customer doesn't exist within that query set, we get a 404. Otherwise, it will serialize all the results, and everyone's happy. Now, we don't need any extra information around that at all. I am going to add in a little bit of spacing just to make this code a little bit more readable. That's all. So, yeah. Appreciate that you responded to me. Thank you, Ali. I want to continue with my well, good luck with your Laravel project. It sounds pretty exciting. So, yeah, I actually like Laravel as a framework. I learned it shortly after learning Django. I like to say Django is the automatic car framework and Laravel is the manual car framework. So yeah. Alright, so that don't have any of the update stuff, and once again, a lot of this will be pretty simple to actually update. So I'm just going to go with the project sort of stuff where just because there's a lot of data there, I'm just going to copy this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to paste it in like this, and then I am going to have to do this, and then I'm going to have to do this, and then, yeah. So we've got the description, update a single customer under an organization. All right, cool. We don't need any of this. So the parameters will be customer name, customer first name, customer last name, customer email, and customer title. Title, you can get a full list of title IDs from the database. We don't actually have an API to get that yet. We might in the near future include an API to list that all out, just to make the user easier to find that sort of information. Be like, all right, cool, this is what I can get, and be like, sweet. All right, so this one, serializer, customer serializer, passes through all the stuff. We're all happy with that, and then we need to, we're not worried about that at all now. We're not worried about any of that at the moment. So first things first, we're actually going to copy this stuff here. So we've got the query set at 100. We go to 109. I nearly typed in the wrong number then. We're just going to paste it in. So there's our query set. Make sure that everything is sort of set there. We can in fact shrink this, really. We can go query set equals customer.objects.filter is deleted equals false, and organization ID equals quags, and then organization ID, like so. That will be a lot easier to do. And then get customer results, customer to update. And it should be update customer. So the name reflects what we're actually going to do to it. And we could do that here too. Let's just delete those 4 lines. Let's just paste them in. We've got it like that. Like that. All right. Done. All right. So we've got update customer. Once again, we don't need a lot of this stuff. What we need to do is we need to go update customer.change user equals request.user. The ad break. All right. Not a problem. Yeah, now it's at 38 minutes till the next thing. So in this time, it only waited 25 minutes till the start of the ads. So yeah, I don't like that, Twitch. They slowly squeeze in an extra ad break in, and it's I don't like it. All right, so quickly going to do the cube. And yeah, I've only got like 15, maybe 20 minutes left to stream. So yeah, we'll see how much I get done tonight. It'll be good if I can get all of it done, but I won't be able to push this code. I could just leave it on my computer. So yeah. All right. How are we with the ads? Let's find out. We're about 14 seconds left of ads, which is great. 10 seconds now. Okay. All right, welcome back, everyone. Okay, make double clicking on all of these ones because some of them freeze up. All right, cool. So customer, we do all of that, and then we go update customer equals serializer dot update. And then we do update customer. Yeah, I'm just double checking this. Yeah, update customer and then serializer.data. Okay, cool. And then we reserialize everything and we just send it back. So serializer equals, that will be customer serializer, that will be update customer, pass through, and that will be mini equals false, easy done. And that's it, that's the update process. So if we were to go over here, we've got the list customer. We've got the get customer, we've got the put customer. All right, cool. So we need to actually change all of these now. Cool, yep. Sorry, I need to... Okay, customer, organization. Okay, so going to delete all of this data. Don't delete. All right, sweet. So we've got the key. That will be customer first name. Oh, let's go title. That will be just a 1. Customer, not first title. Sorry, customer title. Customer first name. And I'm just double checking that I am not crazy. Calendar. Yeah, in 25 minutes. All right, cool. I've got the time zones right. Let's do Socks, the time zone queen. Let's do customer last name. Actually, I should do it like that. We've got the customer title, first name, last name, customer email, no reply at NearBeach.org. Oh, I've got to make sure the email is a serialized email. That's as easy as going in here and going email field. Done. Perfect. And we can get rid of all of that code. And a lot of this I will put in alphabetical order in a minute. So I think that's it. Post is not allowed. Jumping into here, customer API method, we are going to go HTTP method names equals, we're going to get a get, we're going to get a post, we're going to put a put, and we're going to put in a delete. In fact, I think they're all meant to be lowercase. But that's fine. We'll leave them like that for a moment. should be able to do that. I'm trying to update something. All right, post is not allowed. All right, now I've broken something there. I'm just going to double check these still work. Yeah, they still work. I'm not sure about the put. Page not found. Oh, yeah, yep. Yeah, I need all of those. All right, easy done. So, going to go customer title. We're going to do a number 2. Actually, I'm going to pick something from the list. Let's go admin. Let's go titles. Let's go back. Let's go customer 1. So this is the customer. She's a Ms. Let's change it to 4. We're only doing it as a 4 because, hey, I just want to see it changed. Customer first name, socks the, and then customer last name, queen of the time zone, and then customer email. No reply at nearbeach.org. All right, I'm going to hit send. This is one of the tricky things that we've just got to do. So under serialization, we have a put. And in here, we pop out the organization. We don't need it anymore. We can actually delete that one little tiny thing because we're no longer needing the organization. Customer profile picture path is going to be a none. All right, that's not going to be a problem. With a put, we need the fields. And then we've got the field title equals serializers dot primary key related field, and then query set equals list of title dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false. All right, and so what's actually happening is it's like, all right, cool. It isn't part of that object anymore. It's part of this serializer, and it connects up that way. So if we hit send, oh piss! Undo, you twat! Oh my god! All right, sorry. I didn't realize I had cut blocks on. Customer title. Alright. Ooh. Cannot assign for customer title. Must be in a list of title instance. Alright. So. Oh. Sorry, my chat didn't update there. AOIU. What am I working on? I'm working on NearBeach, an open source project management system. So yeah, terribly sorry about that. I just noticed when the drop happened. I'm having troubles with Twitch chat at the moment. It doesn't refresh unless I click on the page, and it's getting really annoying. So yeah, I might have to actually invest in finding a workaround for that. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, working on NearBeach. I'm trying to fix up the API to varying success. Yeah. So yeah, we're just doing that at the moment. Alright, so the reason why this isn't working is we need to do a little bit more. It's passing through a for. We need that. Pretty easy to do. What we're going to do is we're actually going to override the update stuff in here. So down here, we're just going to go def update. We're going to have all of that. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to update title. So that's going to be title equals validated data, we want to pop out the title. And then we're going to have the instance dot title ID equal that title. In fact, we can squeeze that all into one line. And then we're going to return the super of the update where we've got the validated data. I think it's like that. I'm going to double check that in a second. So I need to go to project serialize. I need to go down to the update super. Instance equals super. All right. Yep. All right. So let's fix that up very, very quickly. Now, what am I making it on? So I'm using Django, which is built on Python, as the backend, and I'm using VueJS as the front end. The API is using the Django REST framework. So yeah, and we do have to go in about 8 minutes, or 7 now, because I have a meeting at 10 p.m. because of time zones. So yeah, I'm trying to get this done as very quickly as possible. So we can do it like that, or, because that's a list of projects in there and we pass that through and we're all happy like that. Or I could probably just do this in one line. I can go instance dot title ID equals validated data dot pop, and we're popping out the title, and that should be that. And then we update instance, so instance equals the super of the update, and that will be the instance and the validated data, which we're all happy with, and then we return the instance. Easy done. I just joined. It's okay, I'll follow you to see what you... Alright, cheers, thank you very much. So yeah, I do hope to see you another time. Yeah. And thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. We are getting to our 1,000. I think recently they've done a cull in my follower list. I think I just passed it, and then they've applied a cull, and I've knocked under it because of all the bots they found. Which, fair enough. Ah, no, it should be customer title. This is why we test. Alright, we're gonna hit send. Alright, cool. So I set that as a 4, but this has come back as a 2. Right, that's something I've got to work on. I think I know why. Alright, with the updated, with customer updates, we've got all of that. Oh, and there's my alarm. Alright. Hate when followers are all bots. It feels like, yeah. I don't mind talking to lurkers. Don't worry about lurkers. Lurkers are great. I've been botted before where I got like 100 bots within like 5 minutes or something like that following me. It was really weird. So yeah. Anyway, I've got to run. Let's find someone to raid. We'll have to figure out why it hasn't saved. We might need... We might need that. Actually, let's just test that. Nah, title's not been updated. The rest is... It's just not the title. Yeah, they're completely different. Anyway, well, I've got to run because I've got this meeting to get to, and I have not set Zoom up on my laptop. So we are going to find someone to raid. Alright, they're playing old games at the moment. We're going to go into Roy. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We're getting quite a lot done. So we're so close to releasing this particular one. Hopefully I'll work on it a little tomorrow. See how I go. Yeah, I'm hoping to get this out. And then it's just us just testing it constantly and so forth like that. So yeah. Anyway, I've got to run. So, yes, say hi to, I don't know how to pronounce their name. So, yes, anyway, have fun. And then those on YouTube, thank you very much. Sadly, you won't be able to join our raid, but I do hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help.